Hey everyone, this is Andy. It's my channel, Finding Value. Let's go to the real estate cycle. So here's a chart on the real estate cycle. The cycle is roughly 18 years in length. 18, 18, 18, 18, 17, 18. Looks like we missed a cycle here, 6, so it got a little out of whack there, and then 10, 17. So if we're at 18, the peak, I think, is going to be in like 2024 to 2027 of our current real estate boom. Because right now we're in the middle of a real estate boom, and I can show you what that looks like. So this is the real estate cycle. It's recovery, expansion, hypersupply, and recession. Recovery phase is exactly what it says. It's recovery from all of the metrics going in the reverse. So high days to inventory, high days on the market, high inventory. Interest rates are typically very low during this phase, and all of those metrics are improving in the recovering phase. We have very low housing starts in this phase. So this is the recovery phase. Right now, I think we're entering 6, 7 up here. In the expansion phase is where we're currently at. And what that means is days on the market extremely low, inventory is low, we still have low interest rates from the stock market crash, and housing starts have not been enough to cover the shortfall. Right now we're at a 3.8 million shortfall in housing. New housing construction is going to have to make up that shortfall. So they're going to have to overproduce over the average to make up 4 million homes. So we are in the middle of an expansion phase, moving higher. We are not in a hypersupply because we don't have the inventory, we don't have high rates, we don't have all of the requirements to meet a phase 3. And phase 4, we're nowhere near a phase 4. At least in terms of the real estate cycle. Here is housing starts, and you can kind of tell, hypersupply up here with a lot of foreclosures on top of it, which really destroyed housing starts. I mean, we went under 500,000 homes being started. This led to an underbuilt scenario. We are 3.8 million homes underbuilt nationwide in the United States. So they're starting to come up. In 2020, I think we're around 1 million, or maybe just under 1 million. But we have to not overproduce, we need to produce more than the average for a while to make up the shortfall in housing demand and inventory. So it's going to take a while for that to work its way out. And just looking at previous cycles, the 18-year cycle, 18 plus 2006, puts us at a 2024 top. I think it's going to last a little bit longer than that, so maybe out to 2027. And that's what I have for the real estate cycle. And I have a lot of questions on how is COVID and all this and unemployment going to affect the current real estate cycle. My answer is I don't know. And in 1970, we had a similar scenario. We were extremely underbuilt in the 70s. We had low interest rates before that in the 50s and 60s, and they were increasing the entire time. In 1980, they peaked at 20%. So in the 70s, we had very high rates going up during a real estate boom. Higher rates, real estate boom. So the rates are not what caused a real estate boom. Interest rates are irrelevant. During that time frame, unemployment also went higher, and the stock market collapsed in the 1970s. So it's 100% based off of supply and demand, and it's based off of how underbuilt we are. We are at a 3.8 million underbuilt scenario currently. I can't remember the exact numbers in 1970, how underbuilt they were, but it was a very similar scenario. So is COVID going to derail the real estate cycle? I don't know. Comment below. We'll talk about this in the future and follow those metrics. But as of right now, all of the metrics are screaming that real estate is going to go higher. Subscribe, comment, and thank you for your time.